beautiful sound is Jonathan laughing. And welcome back. Oh, he's gonna keep going. I'll just talk over you. Welcome back to another episode
I'm okay.
of CDR.
I'm okay.
Or for those of you that know us intimately, cool down reduction.
Or college douche reality. I'm just
Great
playing.
name.
Well, now we have to spend another hour thinking something up.
I'm just playing.
Okay, so we're back.
We are back.
As always, I am the charming Jonathan. Level 32, Striker Titan in Destiny.
Ooh, we're just throwing out some stats now. I don't know.
I'm actually not a level 32, I'm level 30.
Damn it, they didn't know that.
I got it. I need those ascendant shards, man. It's pretty difficult to get. No, I was leaving.
Anyways, your turn, Carmen.
Oh, I am Carmen, the Askernes, and I don't have a cool stat like that because.
Make one up.
You are a Namekian. What level Namekian are you?
Oh yeah, I just brought Dragon Ball Xenoverse, so I'm a level 11 Namekian right now. I'm kind of.
What did you say it was? Say the name of it again.
Namekian?
No, the name of the game.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse?
Okay, no, I thought you said it's something weird.
No.
Xenoverse.
Yeah, Xenoverse. Okay, that's
There
fine.
was
Okay.
Xeno or Xeno?
I like Xeno.
Well,
Because
you
it's
know,
xenophobia.
When I
and
played like
xenophobia.
Xenosaga, that's what I called
Whatever. Splitting hairs.
Xeno.
Splitting hairs.
there was an ethnic barrier between Jonathan and I. And
Anyways, we have a special guest again.
Once again.
Yep. I'm back from Luke. I'm actually level 32 Striker Titan.
Ooh.
No.
Oh.
No.
Luke.
Well, you look like a sad kitten. That's what your helmet looks
That's why
like.
he's sitting by me, because I like cats.
Totally looks like a sad kitten.
And-
It's true.
Yep. Helmet state 14.
Yeah.
Get them all.
Damn it.
And I'm the always
The
excited
always.
Chad.
Just chat.
Just chat.
Are you?
Oh, and my 2K my player is like a 82 overall. That matters for anybody who plays. NBA
That did
2K15.
not go. That did not go the direction I thought you were going with it. I was like 82-inch man. Like
Yeah, I'm the 82-inch man.
Oh my gosh.
So
Chad loves him some NBA 2K.
You know,
I have a friend who is always on his Xbox, and that's like the only
always
game I
on.
ever see him playing is like NBA 2K, whatever, like 2 years ago was.
I like the game. I enjoy it, but it's one of those like mindless games where I can just kind of turn off my brain and play.
I wish I had more games like that.
You need to play mobile games then, because that's what like mobile games are all about. It's just like tappity tap tap tap. You win.
Since you guys are my
Not just
friends,
dunkity
like
dunk
the only
dunk.
games that we play are games that you have to be super aware of, like Magic, because you guys play that all the time.
Hey man, it's better than Yu-Gi-Oh.
Way
It's
better.
totally better than Yu-Gi-Oh.
Probably. I mean, I'd be the only one to
And
defend Yu-Gi-Oh here. But
Yeah,
unless
but
people
Yu-Gi-Oh
wanna
doesn't
do
have a
that.
resource system.
Well, we can just go straight to Magic. Unless people demand I defend Yu-Gi-Oh.
You can try, and we'll just shred your arguments
Well.
profusely.
Did Magic have its own show? No.
Ooh.
Yeah, it did. It did. It did
Oh,
actually
it did
have
have
a
a
show.
show?
Are you
Yeah.
just saying that?
It actually has a manga.
Really?
It has
one issue.
comics and all sorts of fun stuff. So,
Oh.
back the fuck off.
Sorry, bro. I tried.
Oh yeah, well we have like 8 seasons of a show. It's way more than 8. I
Yeah,
just found
okay,
out.
it doesn't count when it changes into like GX.
Well, no. See,
and 5Ds.
this is something I found out the other day. Is that original series? You know, with like Yugi and Kaito. I know, like
Yeah.
that season runs for like 6 seasons.
Yeah.
There's 6 seasons.
Yeah,
of it.
and-
I thought
and-
there were like 3.
In Japanese, it's like super intense and people are getting murdered and like it's
Well, that's why they came up with the Shadow Realm because
it's
that was a lot better.
heavy
You're
shit.
dead.
If
That
you're
sounds
reading it in
awesome.
Japanese. Yeah,
But
no, it's actually
that
a
goes
good
back
read.
to like Power Rangers we talked about last episode. Theirs are heavy as shit too.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they are. That
No.
first season of Power Rangers, there were people dying. They were fighting demons.
The movie, they flew out of a plane and landed
Not
on
the
like,
movie.
skateboards.
My bad. My bad. And that's my fault for not. That's my fault for not calling it by the Japanese title that it is. I'm talking about that one.
The original
The stock
Japanese
footage
Power Rangers.
that they took and converted into Mighty
well,
Morphin Power
that's
Rangers.
yeah. I was gonna say that's not Mighty Morphin Power
That's
Rangers.
my bad for not.
That's
knowing
not
that.
Ivan Ooze.
Super Sentai.
I've been-
Super Sentai. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad for not saying that.
Do you think that if the Super Sentai were characters in Magic or monsters in Magic, they would be super strong?
No, because according to New World Order, unless there's something crazy going on, a human creature doesn't get to be above a 2/2.
Oh. Sad panda.
Unless there's something crazy, like if they're legendary or something.
So we're all living in this little town called Lubbock, Texas, and there's a school
dude.
here.
They're gonna come murder us now.
You know that Power Ranger thing you made? Now they know where you live.
Well, first of all, I didn't say where. I just said we live here.
You just said Lubbock.
Which is a town of like nobody, so they're gonna find us.
First of all, like our moms would like the only one listening to this right now. So
My mom's not gonna listen to that.
That is offensive to our viewers.
I'm not gonna tell my mom
Sorry,
about it.
viewers. We don't think that.
all three of you.
All three of them.
Anyway,
Whoa.
the point is, there's this thing here called Friday Night Magic, and you guys go through it all the time.
It's a thing everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Really?
Yes.
Even proves my point even more. I need to step my game up, right? Because you guys are all about this
I
magic
love that
stuff.
it was here. Like, no, it started in Lubbock. For anybody playing Magic, it started.
That's the
here.
first time I heard of it. But so I'm like the universe. If I haven't heard of it, it doesn't
I say
exist.
obviously the scope of your experience
Is
the
everything.
game's experience.
Exactly.
The game's almost as old as we are.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
93.
Yeah.
I was reading some weird slang terms, and back it goes way back. And
Yeah,
they're
man.
talking about like the winter of '96.
That's combo winter. Yeah.
Yes, I was looking up slang, and I was like, wow.
Those were dark days. Those were
No,
dark days.
from what I read, it sounded awful.
It was pretty awful.
Like everybody just trying to beat this one deck, but
Because necropotence.
They had affinity.
Well, that or Raffinity, as
Those
it
are
was
their
called
two.
back then.
You guys are like.
I'm
splitting
gonna
characters right now.
kind of crowd this a little bit because we could just talk randomly about things, but you can tell people what we're about to talk about, something that's about to come out in Magic.
Okay, yeah. So, well, today is pre-release day number 1 for Dragons of Tarkir, but we're not there because we're doing this. So tomorrow we're gonna be there doing our pre-release, hopefully with no one else in town because
Be nice.
I don't like other Magic players.
I just don't like other people.
That's also a big thing about.
Besides you listeners out there,
No,
Yeah,
I don't like
no.
you either. I mean, like,
A
I
little
like
bit
the
tough love, man.
idea of you, but I don't want to meet you.
He's not in love with any.
he's totally kidding. Please keep listening to our show.
but yeah, so we're about to go to a pre-release, which will be Chadwick's first
My first pre-release.
pre-release. So he's never have done sealed at all. Doesn't even know what sealed is.
No, and then for the people listening that know, they're like, oh, man, he's gonna get it.
I hope they're all like 40-year-old smokers, just like that.
I mean, I'm sure you can be 40 and smoke and play Magic.
I mean,
I'm judged.
I'm not saying that you can't. Like for all you people out there that are 40 and smoke and you want to play Magic, I'm saying that's totally cool. But anyway, why don't you guys talk about like what some of the coolest things about the game are for all
That
the
it's
people
not
out there?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Let's start with it's not Yu-Gi-Oh. So that means
let's do this.
okay, yeah.
Here we go.
Okay,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
so
Magic Battle number 1.
all right,
Just for the record, I do enjoy Magic now, and
I've
devoted all my card time to Magic.
sure. That's because I burned all your Yu-Gi-Oh cards when you were looking. No, okay. So problem with Yu-Gi-Oh, because I have played it. I totally played it before I played Magic,
Yep.
and I am up to date with like the rules of it and whatever.
I'll break out the rulebook version.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Problem with Yu-Gi-Oh number 1, no resource system other than life points. Problem with Yu-Gi-Oh number 2, the numbers are way too big. You need a damn calculator for it. Problem number 3, everything has haste, which is a Magic term. Everybody knows what that means. Everything can attack the turn you play it, which is crazy. Unless you went first, which is the only reason that prevents people from getting to play a game that lasts longer than 1 turn, is because the person who went first can't attack that turn.
At least they had that barrier there.
Oh yeah, so games
At least
are
it wasn't
2
a
turns.
huge advantage to go first. Like, oh, I'm gonna attack you too while I'm here.
No, when I played Yu-Gi-Oh, it seemed pretty fair in the balance between creatures and spells and junk. And then I play your decks that you've made for like modern day Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever.
No,
and it's
they're not
crazy.
that meta, but-
You just pull your best dudes who don't even exist in your deck if you're playing synchro monsters or
Welcome
whatever.
to this new world. It's not.
it's
great.
crazy.
Yeah, a lot of old players do not like it. The synchro or Xyz monsters, because the whole point is just to vomit those as quickly as possible, and they're splashable, all of them. So it can just be in a nonsense deck. You can throw in the best Xyz monster.
Right, and Magic makes you commit. It has 5 different colors that all have their own identity. So if you want to do a specific thing, you go to the color that's best at it, and you play that color. And you don't play that color's enemy, because that color's enemy probably isn't very good at it. So that,
oh no, like Magic is fundamentally sound.
Yes.
I've learned that from the Switch. Yu-Gi-Oh is not. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh is not. When someone makes a move, every move you have to ask someone, maybe a judge or convert to the internet, was that legal? That has not.
Is that a thing?
That has not happened yet when I played Magic with y'all.
We had a judge ruling the
Y'all
other
had
afternoon.
one.
We had
What
one
was
judge
that?
rule.
Oh, about the
Okay, y'all
banishing
had
light.
one, but I've been there, maybe 7 times?
Yeah.
And just one?
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm talking, it can happen every turn. Not just once a game, maybe once a week. It will happen every turn.
So what part of that is sound game design?
It's not that sound game design, like, you know, there's no...
Okay,
there's,
so well, if we'll take the fact that it's not sound game design. Explain to me why you think it's so successful.
Why the game's successful?
Yes.
Well, first off, it is more directly marketed to children than Magic is.
But children aren't your professional players.
No, they're not.
So they're not the ones that are consuming the cards and keeping the game in business. So explain.
No, they are consuming the cards and keeping the game in business.
Yeah,
Like the
no,
pro, like that's the whole point. Is the children are buying these cards. Like no matter what Konami does, they can reprint, do special boosters that you can't get, or maybe they only come with 3 cards or something. Just stuff that like maybe y'all as Magic people would just be like, absolutely
15 cards per booster.
No, and it's beautiful. It is goddamn beautiful. But it's an anime at the same time, and it's a children's show. I mean, I watch it. There are things you can learn from anime that adults can learn and be successful, but it is aimed at children. So they're the ones out buying the cards in mass quantities like that. They're the ones keeping the game alive.
I want to jump in with the Yu-Gi-Oh player here. That's true for Magic too, though. Is that children and more casual players are the ones driving the market and buying the cards and keeping Wizards in business, whereas the pro players buy
singles from
and
secondary
secondhand,
sources.
Right.
Okay, I'll concede
They're
that.
the efficient player. Like they're not gonna drop.
Why isn't Pokemon, the card game, as successful then?
See, that's crazy why it's not. But
Because it's equally as ridiculous. The game nowadays is equally as ridiculous as
I
Yu-Gi-Oh.
think it probably, but Yu-Gi-Oh's probably easier to just pick up and learn. As weird as that sounds, because the game's hard to play once you get too deep into it. But I mean, you pick up a monster, it's like, oh, I can just play this, whatever.
Well, you can
can't-
in Pokemon. You just need energy to
You
attack.
need energy.
Yes.
There's no. Again, it goes back to resources and stuff.
But I've played resource-less games, and they're fine. So it's
well,
not
that's
the fact that it doesn't have
Well, the
resources.
thing is, like Yu-Gi-Oh, I think it became more successful than they thought it was going to be because the game just blew up. So then they have this high demand for it. So they're just printing cards and not really thinking.
Are the sets, are they on parity with the Japanese sets now? Or like are they released simultaneously, or are the Japanese still
No,
like
I
3
think-
years ahead?
No, yeah, OCG is still ahead of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like Magic is on parity. I believe Pokemon's on parity too.
I
No.
could be wrong.
Pokemon comes out ahead in Japan, but they know about it. So okay, so
Yeah, I mean, like I don't go to tournaments and all that jazz, so I could be wrong, but from what I've gathered, it's still behind. But I could be wrong, and let us know in the comment sections of this, please.
how wrong we are.
Vocally.
Yeah, no, because that is what the internet is for.
Mhm. But I think it's like, and I feel like there's this weird like you can take Pokemon, and God, we all love Pokemon here.
Mm-hmm.
Except Carmen.
Like we can talk about it all day.
Carmen has no soul.
But as a child, and like a really young child, you really love Pokemon. But as you get older, you might be like, oh, that's too kiddie. I need to get away from that. Because it's just weird being a kid. So maybe they see Yu-Gi-Oh or something like, oh, this is way more.
Okay.
Is that not fair a little
no,
bit?
No, because the names of things in Yu-Gi-Oh are ridiculous.
Like what?
Steamroid.
Okay, but that was just from this one set where they were all these roids, and that's from like I'm pretty sure like GX, where that one's even more kid friendly.
Like
No,
like,
that's silly.
okay.
What's
What's like?
to tank it.
What? Give me the name of a synchro monster.
I'm trying to think
Black
of the
Rose
least ridiculous
Dragon?
one.
Okay.
You like that, don't
No.
you? Okay, I'll throw it off. Gagaga Cowboy.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
that's
What
from
was
a
that?
Whole, that's from a whole
Say
arch
that
top.
one more time.
That Gagaga.
What's for?
No, I'm done. Because I'm probably mispronouncing because I don't know one. Mom.
It's just the names are crazy.
Some of them are crazy. Sure.
There's so much text on that
but
card.
I mean, I've got like a whole
That
bunch.
T19
Okay, yes,
little card.
The text is ridiculous, and it's kind of sad they make them on smaller cards. Because Carmen, you can actually weigh in here because Carmen, I've forced him to play Yu-Gi-Oh with me against his will, and he's never played, doesn't know the card, so every card he draws he has to read, and I feel so bad because it's like giving
It's a
him
lot
a
of
novel.
reading.
Our
Yeah.
deck is a novel.
I mean, like every time we play Yu-Gi-Oh, it's kind of like a homework assignment.
It's work.
But I mean, like
Keyword.
after a while, you start to know the cards until you switch decks, and then it all starts over. But when we first started playing, and you gave me that Magician's deck, I used to watch the show, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, I got a Dark Magician. I'm gonna be like destroying Chad, and I kept getting wrecked every game. And so, like, not only do I have to read up and research the cards and what the monsters do, but I have to know, like, how to play those monsters with other monsters. And I'm like, now this is Risk, and it's school. Because
but not only that, you have to know what my monsters do at the same time.
But at least in Magic, there's a keyword system to alleviate some of that.
Okay, there is a keyword thing that they just changed it a little bit.
Like what?
Well, I mean, they did start, like, there's, like, the whole, like, Magic cards, they're spell cards now. I don't know when that happened.
It's always had spells.
No, it used to be a straight-up Magic card.
No.
Yes.
Oh, in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I'm not talking about Magic
Okay,
anymore.
I was like, no.
No, I'm talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
Yeah, they used to be Magic cards, and then they just keep changing terms. But, I mean, it's what it is now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Magic has a keyword.
They do.
They have a set of evergreen keywords
No,
that are
and it's
always going to
beautiful.
be around.
It is beautiful to look at a card and you're like, oh, okay, I guess that has trample. Good.
Because it says it has trample.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
And you
That's
know what
fantastic.
that means. That
I
has
don't
a
have
definition.
to read 2 sentences that depend on other conditions to have trample.
Yes.
And
Unless you're
conditions-
reading reminder text.
And then
Which is actually pretty complicated for trample. So, it is.
I mean, there's so much space though that they can have reminder text.
Yeah,
and
and still
doesn't
have
look like
cool
there's
art.
a lot on the card.
And still have cool art. Which one do you think takes more skill to play at a high level?
Ooh, see, I'm not a pro player in either, at all. I know zero about the Magic metagame. I don't know anything, so y'all have to help me out there. The Yu-Gi-Oh metagames, batshit insanity.
Do Yu-Gi-Oh decks care about what the other deck is doing, or do they just like play their own game?
We sideboard just like y'all, so we're ready to adjust on the fly. But yeah, they're.
But are you sideboarding stuff to deal with them, or are you sideboarding stuff that's just less vulnerable to them, so that you can continue doing your plan as you please?
I guess it's gonna depend on the deck and the individual, but you could do either. You can you obviously know what's happening in the year, who's playing what, and what's popular, so you can sideboard cards to stop that. Or you can be like, well, I'll sideboard things that are less vulnerable. I mean, I'm not gonna tear down the pros in this game.
Well, no,
They're
but
playing at a high level.
I think the skill in which that it takes to build a deck in Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's
I'm
not.
gonna
I will
say that's
that.
lower than Magic
I
building.
will. Okay, I'm new to Magic again, and it's been the hardest thing to build a deck. Yu-Gi-Oh! I can build decks in seconds, but I know the majority of the cards. I know majority of what things do and what I need. I'm still learning that in Magic. It's weird for me to make comparisons, like with certain Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and Magic cards, and
Because there's not a curve in Yu-Gi-Oh. You just
yeah.
play whatever you want whenever you want with no consequence.
You can, but I mean, like, I'm not saying Yu-Gi-Oh's better. It's not. I totally.
I
agree.
keep hearing it from
I
you.
totally agree. Magic is better. I like Yu-Gi-Oh too.
Why? What do you like about it?
A lot of it's nostalgic things for me from watching the show when I was a little bit younger. And collecting the cards, and it was just so much fun.
Was it?
It was fun.
Because I don't remember fondly about. Because by the time I had gotten a Yu-Gi-Oh deck built and understood how to play it, everybody had moved on to Magic.
Well, see, I didn't have friends that played card games. I would have got beaten up in school, so I wasn't that fortunate. So I had to do everything in secrecy by myself.
That's depressing.
That's pretty sad.
Well, when it comes to card games,
It's still pretty sad that you're just alone in your room playing Yu-Gi-Oh decks against each other, trying to pretend like you don't know what's in the other deck's hand.
It's so hard.
I mean,
God, it's so hard. I can't even do like even when I play decks against Magic. I mean, I'm still have that problem.
No, I would rather Goldfish. I would rather Goldfish than play my decks against each other. That's pretty difficult.
It's insanity. Yeah, it's hard, especially with Yu-Gi-Oh. Because I mean, everything can basically be a control deck in Yu-Gi-Oh. It's not just blue.
The worst.
Yeah, any deck can swap because I mean, like, they just have a ban list. There's no formats or anything. Just don't play anything.
How
in the
many
ban
cards are on the ban list?
It's actually, it stays pretty consistent. I'd have to check right now. Forbidden list straight up is maybe 30.
That's a lot.
But, they cycle. It just depends on where the metagame's going.
But all sets are legal.
All sets are legal. That's the crazy thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's where you get these weird contradictions and rules and stuff. And
Cards
judges.
straight up just do whatever. That's
Pretty
okay.
much.
There's a card in Magic that has protection from judges. So
I mean, yeah, but it's totally own thing, and it's not legal.
it is.
And
Totally legal.
Can we
It's
play
totally-
it in what
Not in
standard right
standard,
now?
no,
Exactly. Exactly. You wouldn't see it at the
But there
standard
was
tournament.
a time when it was in standard.
Fun. So would you just say like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this with this card," and judge, you're not gonna say anything?
Well, no, I think it was a ruling, and the opponent asked him to make like a judge to make a ruling, and the other guy was like, "Well, but he has protection from judges." So I'm just gonna do what I was originally gonna do, I guess.
That's the best. But that's borderline like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I
Right.
imagine like at locals, like with judges that don't really know, people are getting away with insane shit.
Possibly.
It seem like I don't know how we play. We only play in that one place, and I only play with y'all. I don't know how sneaky other Magic players are. The only thing I will say about Yu-Gi-Oh that I do hate about the community is people rip off children like it's nobody's business.
Yeah.
And it's one of the saddest things ever, and they gloat about it.
I know. That's why we stopped going to the other place that we went to.
But it's so sad.
Yeah.
They're ripping off children.
They do it in Magic too. It's also why we
Seen
stopped
it happen
going.
in
It
that.
does
yeah.
happen in Magic.
Less.
Yeah, but
Less.
at least, to be fair, at least there's not a cartoon show where you'd be like, well, so-and-so uses this. This has to be the best card. So why don't you give me all your $50 cards for this 25-cent card?
That you got out of a structure deck.
That you probably, it's the third reprint of this card. Enjoy that. It's not even rare.
Put it in your mouth.
I don't know, this one guy was talking about trading to a kid. He traded some shitty card. Kid ended up leaving the card at the table. Guy took it back. Didn't even tell the kid. Went and traded it again to another kid.
That's the
And
worst.
just doubled up on his day.
The worst.
Yeah, but I mean,
They brag about stuff like that.
and they brag about
Yeah.
it.
No, that's totally a thing.
And it's really sad.
Then again, I've played Magic with really annoying kids who are just like they think they're the shit, and it's super
Till they meet
obnoxious.
Jonathan.
Yeah, and then I have to take them
And
down
they're
peg
nonsense.
because I don't.
Right, let me get
There
a
is no
peg.
mercy. There is no mercy in Magic.
Are you like the Judge Dredd of Magic?
No, but if
You are the law.
if when we start that game, I will be nice to you. I will be cordial. I may not talk much. I'll remind you of the rules, and I will beat your head in if my deck lets me. Like, I'm not gonna pull my deck's punches just because you're 5, unless you're related to me or my wife.
What about when you play me? Like, we're so Luke, are we friends when we play?
Nope, not when we play.
No,
The game-
Yeah.
the
Luke,
game
Luke
starts-
and I are not friends
no,
when we play.
The game starts and we're no longer friends. Once the game is over, we're friends again.
So this is basically like a sporting event where, like, hey, we can be friends off the court, but on the court,
Totally.
No, we get
I'm here to
angry.
win.
Yeah.
I get frustrated playing because like yes, not was it yesterday,
yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, I don't know if you. Yeah, yesterday. I don't know if you noticed. He was pissed.
I
Yesterday.
was pretty upset. Did you not? Like, were you
I
not
could-
picking
yeah,
up the
no.
vibes?
Like, so do y'all get mad when I ask questions? too?
No,
Like,
no, that's
That's
fine.
totally cool.
Okay.
But no, because the teaching moments are like really rewarding. Like when you get stuff, that's cool to us.
Yeah.
But no, when two of us who are both accomplished players are playing each other, and just his deck's just better than mine. Like it's a better deck than mine, and it shows because it beat me
Yeah,
with
it
it.
just is frustrating because you can't figure out.
Well,
Well,
no,
you can figure
it's
out.
not.
but you just don't
Yeah,
have
it's not
it.
that I can't figure
you just
out.
don't
It's,
have the cards.
no, it's not even
Not
that.
even
It's just
that?
I don't. When I build decks, I tend to build weird, and kind of offbeat
We
instead
talked
of
about this. I love this.
yeah. But and it's not like Luke specifically builds decks that are tier 1. He just those are the decks he likes. And I've had it that way too, where I've co-opted a deck without going on the internet, and it turns out to be just a really good deck. And there's not much you can do about it. There's just there is a power level of decks and cards, and because I'm choosing to play black with my red, there are things that I can't do that his deck can.
That's fair, and that's another reason why Magic's actually a really good game.
Yep.
Because not every deck can do the same thing.
Those 8 years, man, they learned a lot before Yu-Gi-Oh came out.
Man,
They did.
we did. Yeah. Should we talk about net decking? Do y'all support that?
No.
No, he brought up the internet. That decking's totally a thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
But
in every card game.
Totally turned it on somebody's head. A couple years ago, some guys came into our game shop and thought because we play casual, we just play whatever we feel like playing. We don't build tier 1 decks.
Yeah, I mean, you say casual, but again, the stakes are high because we're not friends when we play. Now that I know that, so it's not too casual.
But we don't care if we're playing tier 1 decks or not.
Yeah,
so we build what we enjoy.
Right, you'll just play something like I want to play this today.
Yes, and it was a month that the promo for FNM was sought after. It was like Blood Braid Elf or something stupid like
I
that.
think it was Lingering Souls.
Was it? It was something like that.
Souls when it was like really hot.
Yeah. And these guys come in, they see our decks, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're just gonna beat the pants off you. We're gonna go like make these poison decks that can win on turn 2."
Assholes.
So they told me what deck they were gonna bring. So I went.
That's so dumb. Why
I know.
Why would you say I'm gonna kick your ass with this specific thing? Don't go home and find a way to counter it.
So I went home and built a deck for me and 2 other decks to give to my friends.
just show these assholes.
Just different ways to beat that one poison deck, and then did.
Show
so they
them.
came that Friday, and I made him rage quit and leave because
That's
he's
amazing.
like, "I'm not gonna play this deck. It's just gay."
How rewarding is that? Though?
It's
If someone
super
rages quit?
rewarding. It is the best thing ever. There was somebody else that I made rage quit. Oh, the guy with like $1 billion land base.
Oh, that guy.
And who totally used proxies in our game, and I didn't know about it and totally would have called him on. And I wish he would come back just so I can tell him to get out of our store with your proxies. But no, God, what did I don't remember what I was playing, but I totally just did I out control him?
No, I think you played your blue-white heroic.
Oh, the blue white heroic, yeah.
Oh, Blue Eyes White Dragon.
No,
Okay.
blue white heroic is just really it could do things. It could Tron combo out on like turn 4 and lock you down and pretty much put you in an unwinnable position.
Ugh, sounds awful.
But it did it with creatures and did it with dudes, and it was fair. All you have to do is kill my dudes, but he wasn't doing it with his
Because he wasn't prepared.
because
for that.
he spent all of his money buying lands.
How do you spend all your money?
Because lands are good, and if I had money to spend, I would spend it on lands.
There that good lands out there.
They're very good lanes out
But
there.
but yeah, no, he had to leave because he couldn't deal with it. His tier 1 deck, which is only geared to fighting other tier 1 decks, couldn't compete with a tier 2 deck.
You just get animeta on some people's asses.
Yep.
But back to that story, like people walked in and were like, ugh,
Casuals.
what scum works here? Oh,
Yes.
look at this, look at these nudes.
Because they thought they were going to troll around
Never seen the internet.
and pick up easy promos from us, and they didn't.
And you took those promos.
Yes, we did.
They've not shown back up.
No, they did not come back.
They learned a lesson in
Yes,
magic
they
that day. That's why I'm glad you are teaching me the ways and not assholes like that.
Yes,
But yeah.
because you wouldn't have fun. That's not a fun
Well,
game to
that's not
play.
fun. Net decking in general doesn't sound fun to me.
Because especially in Magic, you can have the deck. It can be the deck that won the last 3 tournaments. If you don't know how to play it, you're done.
That's fair too. But what if you net deck that,
Mm-hmm.
but you make your own changes to it? Then where do you stand on it?
It's still not my favorite because I believe like you should be able to look at your cards, or the cards that are available like on the internet, and see and know what you want to do. Because in Magic you can look at a card that I really like what that card does, and build around it. And you don't need the net deck. And like for me, I don't ever have to go looking for ideas because I see them. I've never been in that situation. I've been in the situation where convergently I have developed a deck that got really good. So that was kind of cool that I developed a very similar deck list to something that was winning tournaments, but
which is cool because it's like borderline pro player.
Yeah. It wasn't a good deck, but
it ended up being something. But yeah, I'm kind of agreeing because even like when Luke was sitting here helping with my deck, I love the advice and everything. But it's like, well, if he does too much, then there's like no part of me in this anymore. And I was kind of sad. But again, I'm new, so I do appreciate the help.
But deck building, and then what he's saying with seeing the cards, just comes with playing the game.
Yeah.
You start seeing the synergy between cards, and it just kind of the decks build themselves at that point.
No, that's pretty much that's why I'm going on a rampage buying cards and just like learning everything I can because I'm starting from the bottom, which I guess is fine since we just play center, so I don't have to go too far back.
And that's so nice because it keeps you from being like, oh my god, there are all these cards and I can put any of them in my deck. No,
but even if I started then, I would learn concepts then that of course carry over, right? Because ideas are gonna get recycled.
In Magic, that pretty much everything is either a variation of kicker, which is an older mechanic. Everything is a variation of kicker. Or it's an enter the battlefield trigger, which is nothing new. And that's pretty much like all of the mechanics of Magic right there.
Right.
Or it's Morph. Or Megamorph. Which I'm not happy about.
Whoa, Megamorph?
Megamorph. I thought we were up to date on spoilers, mister. You gotta know what you're gonna be seeing tomorrow.
This is gonna be pretty intense.
It's gonna be Megamorph.
Apparently they're better. The pros seem to think they're better than I want them to be.
I have it pulled up right now. I've been meaning to go through it. I thought we were going to talk about dragons right now, but I mean...
that is. It's Megamorph.
For dragons here. I think there's a few of them that are pretty good, like
Stratus Dancer.
Yeah, Stratus Dancer.
Color
in the blue.
Blue.
You morph it.
It's the
for
blue
3
Power
colorless.
Ranger.
You flip it up and you get to counter
instant or sorcery.
Instant or sorcery?
I think so.
Instant or sorcery spell. That seems pretty good. Plus it gets +1/+1 counter when you flip it.
But apparently, every Megamorph is good in Limited.
In Limited? Well, everything's good in Limited. There are very few cards that are bad in Limited.
There are some cards that are bad in Limited. Like Kolaghan. Well, no, Kolaghan. That's Commander she's bad in. Or not. She's just not as good.
Not as good. There are cards that are better not in Limited, but almost every card is good in Limited.
There are still some bad cards. But and I guess I accept the fact that as a morph, you can play it on turn 3, and then flip it up 3 turns down the road for value. But I hate the name of the keyword, and I think it's dumb the way it's done. Because you can't do any of it before turn 3 without shenanigans.
Well, there's a new enchantment.
Without shenanigans, the enchantment that turns itself face down. Yeah.
It's cool. It makes things cheaper too. Makes your morph cost cheaper.
Yeah, so we'll just play that and Secret Plans and Trail Mysteries and just have all of the enchantment and all the morph.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
Only in 2 colors.
What are you looking at
I
over
found a Megamorph.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one? Is it the Power Ranger?
No, it's a good alert.
Oh, the Lurker.
Yeah, the good old Lurker.
See, he actually seems like a decent card. Because you
I'm reading it seems perfectly fine.
But you're never going to cast him face up. You're always going to morph him.
You're always going to want to morph him.
No, yeah.
But at least his Megamorph cost is aggressive. Like, he's aggressively costed as single blue to flip. For 2/2 unblockable on turn 4. Which is not great, but...
I would rather pay more to flip them up and less to put them down. If that's the way it's gonna go, I would instead, because most of their flip ups are pretty aggressive. They have a lot of aggressive flip costs, but they just, I don't know. It's a dumb name. So
I agree. The name is stupid.
And
Drop the ball on Megamorph.
returning bolster is dumb. Returning dash is dumb. Would much prefer raid. I like raid a lot more than dash.
I'm happy with rebound being back.
Even though it's not in your colors.
No, it's not in red, but I'm happy it's just back.
How familiar are you with the new set? Like,
I
if
could
name
if
a
you
card?
yes.
Are we gonna play this game?
You can
Jonathan,
try,
Or
yeah.
someone just tell me
Yeah.
about Jonathan and Luke's skill at just memorizing magic
Our
cards.
heads are black holes of information for Magic.
And
And if you name a card from like 2007 onward, I can probably tell you what it does.
not only with just the name, but I've seen these guys do it where they just describe the artwork.
Yep.
Maybe they just talk about the mana cost and the color.
Yep.
And they will figure it out.
Yep.
And it's one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. And
Pick one.
I guess we're
Pick
gonna
one
play
from
that.
the new set.
We're gonna play that right
See, I don't
now.
know how, I'm not good at the new set yet.
Okay, so
And try.
what are we wagering here? Like, I tell you a name and how
You
much
pick
you
just
play.
pick information
I'll pick information and you'll
off
tell
the
me
card, and I'll try and tell you the card.
Okay. Let's see. We have a put 2 1/1 red goblin creature.
Dragon fodder.
That was an easy one.
That was an easy
That
one.
was an
It's a
easy one?
reprint.
Okay, see that's my bad.
Never
But he did that so fast it hurt me.
I was like, no way, he's actually doing dragon fodder.
I get. I don't know my reprints. Well, crud. Let me try to.
Now it's like a minefield
Yeah,
of cards.
yeah. Cause one of these could just be. Okay. Oh, that one has his name in the thing, so I'm not gonna do him. That one has its name again. Okay, let's try this one. Search your library for a dragon creature card. Reveal it.
Sarkhan's summons or Sarkhan's victory. Victory of dragons.
No, it's Sarkhan's
Triumph.
Triumph, that's it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Sarkhan's Venn diagram.
But for the record, for people, these cards have not been released yet.
No.
So the only way to look at them is through these spoilers,
Yeah.
and they are very new. So the fact that they're already that memorized, and how much is in this set? What is it?
There's 249 cards.
That's pretty ridiculous.
They used to be bigger sets.
Okay, well, how about I throw a guy with flying, first strike, megamorph.
It's the Kieran.
Well,
Right?
no,
No,
I
it's
gotta
equivalent.
keep going when the name is turned face up. Put a 1/1 counter
On each other.
other.
It's
dragon
one of the
creature
Megamorph
you
dragons.
control.
Yeah.
It's not the white one. White one's lifelink. It's not the green one. The green one's trample. It's not the red. It's the red one. Still Boltwing Marauder.
But no.
It's Stormwing Marauder. Is it
Stormwing Dragon? How
Stormwing
about just
Dragon,
keep
yeah.
it simple? That was pretty good. What if we go with like some probably bigger cards?
Pick a rare non-creature.
Rare non-creature.
I know that's already helping me because I know it's a rare non-creature.
Okay, I got you one. Choose 2. Prevent all damage.
Okay, so
targeted
it's a
instant
command.
or sorcery spell would deal this turn.
But okay, it's white. It's Dramoka.
Drummer
No.
does command.
I didn't even get to read that.
That was easy.
My bad.
I
Okay.
wanted to say it was choose 2, and we know it's one of the commands.
Okay.
Yo.
Well, great. I go straight to another command and it says choose 2. Nah, you probably get a planeswalker pretty easy.
There's only 2.
There's
in there.
only
Yeah.
2.
There's not a lot. All the non-creatures are commands.
You can pick a different set. You can pick a set.
I could, but since like in the spirit of it, I want to be focused on dragons, so maybe
Okay.
I'll learn some things today. Carmen, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing
You've
good,
been kinda
bro.
quiet for a while.
I'm learning a lot, man.
I like this Evolving Wilds reprint.
That is also a reprint. Yep.
That is really cool looking.
Better art.
It's way better than that.
No, I
nonsense.
like the Avacyn restored art.
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's a crumbling temple.
No.
So this is the best art by far. I don't like the ones I have.
I don't like the one from
Zendikar.
Zendikar. Yeah, the Zendikar ones.
The
That's-
R one sucks. But
I agree. This one really.
The Avacyn restored one's cool. You're wrong.
I haven't seen it. Okay. Quit creature gets +1/+1.
Storm Rider's rig or something
God,
like that.
good lord!
to be fair, there's like 2 equipments in the whole set. There's that and there's the Spider Silk
Okay.
Hat.
See, that's just. Well, it's a good thing I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally familiar with the set. Don't worry. I was open and honest and said I haven't really looked at it too much.
Do like give me something else. Give me like mana cost and creature type or
Ooh,
something.
okay, let's turn it. Okay. Okay, mana cost is do you want colors too?
Yeah, give me
You have
colors.
to have
Oh,
colors.
mana cost.
Okay. Okay. 3 and 1 fire.
Okay.
What else do you want to know? Type?
Give me creature type.
Creature type is... It's probably going to be the only orc berserker.
It's the dash cost reducer guy.
He totally is dash cost. You pay cost 2 less.
Oh, fuck, what's his name?
Uh,
I don't. It's like Alicia. Is it Alicia something? No, but I don't know.
No.
I don't know the name
it's
of it.
Colgon's Marauder or something.
No. Come on, guys. I talked y'all up. New set though. New set. Just the ones they got was impressive enough.
I know what creature it is. I just can't tell you the name.
Can you picture the guy?
He's having a good time.
Sideways,
Yeah.
Hand up in the air.
Yeah.
He's got a flag. There's
Yeah.
lightning in the background.
So is Colgon's in the name?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it feels like he's bringing something.
Stormbringer.
No.
That was
Warbringer.
incredibly close.
Warbringer.
Warbringer.
Really?
It was Warbringer.
Warbringer Shaman, something like that.
No, just Warbringer.
Wow.
Okay. There's a lot of dragons in this, right?
There are a lot of
So
dragons.
if I go with dragons, you might not.
Unlike
get it
Dragon's
right away.
Maze, which had no dragons. Fun
What a
fact.
letdown.
Wasn't Nib in it?
No,
Oh.
because it was in whatever set is it was in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you one.
No
Okay.
dragons and dragons.
2 and 2 fire.
Okay.
Dragon.
It's the Thunderbreak Regent.
It is Thunder.
Robin's a lot better at this than me.
Oh my god. Okay. What if I just told you 5 and 1 fire, but I just told you it was a creature?
It's the Boltwing Marauder. No, if it's a creature, not necessarily a
Fire
dragon.
red.
Yeah, I'm not
5
gonna tell
and
you
red.
which one. This is very hard because I'm looking at like 3 different ones, but I'm only gonna count
Even a
one.
red. It's gotta have Megamorph.
It has Megamorph.
it's-
Oh, wait, the other ones do too.
It's gotta have Megamorph.
Would if I told you the number it was in the set?
No, that would not.
That
help.
wouldn't help. Okay. If I told you power and toughness.
Creature. What type? Give me the type.
If I give you the top though, I feel like you're so good you'll get. I want to make this hard.
Give me power and toughness.
If I told you it was an uncommon, would that help?
No. Power and toughness.
3/3.
3/3 with Megamorph and 5. So it costs 6 to play. It's okay, so it's Megamorph, which means it does something when it's turned face up. Or else it would be terrible. Probably blows up an artifact, if I had to guess.
I mean, it's not a bad guess. It's not the right answer, but it's not a bad guess.
Look, what can red do when it's turned face up? Is it the Stormwing Dragon?
It's Stormwing Dragon.
Is he trying to trick me? I was gonna say there's nothing else it could be because it's got to be because they're so overcosted.
I think you've established.
Yeah. No. So.
But I want to come back to Magic.
Okay.
I want to do another thing just
Yeah,
in case
no.
some people have totally tuned out.
I'm sure.
This might
Come
be,
back.
This might just become its own separate podcast of Magic.
It could be.
And it might have
There are a
to.
lot of us to talk about
Yeah.
Magic.
Because now we're going to go to a segment Carmen's been very anxious to talk about.
Is it the NASA conspiracies?
It's not the NASA.
Or the conspiracies in general? So, what would you like to talk to us about?
It's going to be Carmen's Corner
What?
Yes.
of comic books
Oh.
he does and does not own. And he's going to give us a rundown of what he's reading.
Or comics, female Thor, pandering.
Okay, whoa, wait, because I'm reading that right now, so be careful.
Well, no, I no spoilers. Just the fact that she exists. Is it pandering to social justice warriors because it's just a reskin of a masculine character, or is it actually like, is it relevant that she is a woman? And because apparently it's selling very well.
I bought it.
It's
But
selling very
for-
well.
The first couple ones, they do acknowledge it. There's a few jokes about her being a woman, so it's definitely not underplayed at all. It's definitely acknowledged quite frequently that she is female.
But did they do it to pander, or did they do it because they legitimately feel like women are underrepresented in the comic industry?
I think it might be a little bit of both. Like I feel like
Well, you
they're
can certainly score points with both
yeah, you
with
can
both
totally
things
give
by
and
doing it.
There's nothing wrong with us unless we have incredibly sexist listeners.
Well, I mean, I feel like the reasoning was similar to what they did with Spider-Man when they created Miles Morales, and they were like, "Oh, well, he's an ethnic character, but he's not ethnic just for the sake of being ethnic. Like he actually, like the lady Thor is not just a reskin of regular Thor and female persona. Well, so regular Thor's name is Thor, but then the actual character's name is Thor because that's the title, which is really dumb. They should give
I was
him-
just about to ask.
For the record, they've been calling him Odinson a lot,
Okay.
just to make sure.
Okay.
No, it's been called
Does
Thor.
so is Femme Thor? Is she another like Valkyrie? Whatever.
We don't know
Thor
who she is.
So-
That's the big mystery
Yeah.
of Thor right now. Is no one knows who she is.
How did she get to be Thor?
She's a legitimate character.
Well, okay.
Did she have the hammer?
Thor became unworthy,
Okay.
of course. So, when you're
So he was smited.
it's up on the moon, just hanging out. Someone picks it up.
Why
We're not
was it on the
100%
moon?
sure who picked it up.
How did so she's got to be an astronaut? She an alien?
Well, that's the thing, though. It is in the place where the Watcher was, so there is oxygen there.
Is that like the traveler?
I don't know what they
just,
call it, like
makes-
the blue something.
That just makes the moon habitable.
No, it's just this one little area where the Watcher hung
I mean,
out.
bro, it would go like tangent into tangent.
Yeah, we can
into
totally get off on the Watcher right now, but that's not the point. So,
Didn't
and
he
Thor,
die?
Thor did have this revelation. He's like, oh, well, it's got to be a god, one of my kind, to walk around on the moon. But he said, oh no, I'm totally in this place where the Watcher was. So there's oxygen. It could be anybody. But that's a mystery, and that might be a big thing. Cool. I mean, the story's been solid.
I
The
think
art's
Thor's
fantastic.
I have no problems with Femme Thor. Have y'all seen the new Wonder Woman outfit?
awesome. Like for the movie or in the comic?
I don't remember. I think the movie. It was a real life person that was.
Yeah, for Gal Gadot or however you say her name. Yeah.
She didn't have a skirt though. She had pants.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
I
pants.
think
Look it
pants. I think pants are. I've seen it. I think pants are practical, and I
Yeah,
think
no,
They
that's
are very bad.
yeah, because I mean, like, it
They
just doesn't-
protect all the goodies.
they do
They
protect
protect your needs.
her goodies, and her knees because you don't want those getting scraped
No,
up.
no.
That would just be bad. Nobody likes scraped up knees. But anyway, no, I think the pants, like, if Batman can have pants and not wear his underwear on the outside, I don't see why Wonder Woman can't have pants. Like, everybody's all freaking out because they're like, it's not like the original costume. We're comic nerds.
Well, I think it's
But-
fairly progressive. I think it's a step in the right direction.
I mean, like, the rest of the costume's pretty much the same. And, like,
Not really. I mean, it's more modest for sure.
well, yeah, but I mean, like, the whole, like, design and color scheme is
Her
more
boobs
or
aren't
less
popping
the
out.
same. Well,
They're not.
true, but I mean, like, that's, like you said, it's practical. Like,
Yeah.
she's not gonna seduce the villain. I don't know who the villain is for that movie, but
What? Okay, apparently I have a lot of comic news in my head that I have to talk to you about.
Throw it out. Be careful though, because I'm behind on some things.
No,
Like,
well,
I've already
okay.
had one thing
How do
spoiled
you-
for me this week.
Was it by me?
No, it was by
Oh,
my
then
cousin.
I have no cares.
It was Ninja Turtles related, so avoid those.
Well, apparently they're canon in.
They are.
But anyway, the Batgirl cover. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
So but you heard about it.
I did see that one,
That they pulled it. They pulled
Yeah.
the Batgirl cover.
but it was apparently because the artist just didn't like it. That's the reason I was.
Yeah, there's some SJWs going on there. I'm sure.
What happened? What was it?
Well, so
I don't wanna-
spoilers, I guess.
Well,
that
I don't read it, so
Joker
you're totally fine.
makes Batgirl into an invalid by shooting her legs, and like cripples her.
That's old news, right?
I guess I don't
Well,
know.
okay, because like
I don't.
in the
I don't-
Killing Joke,
Jesus Christ.
right?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's that one.
The Joker shoots
They changed
Batgirl. She becomes paralyzed,
That's
Right.
episode.
and she becomes an Oracle.
Right.
Yeah. So
So the cover has Joker like over the shoulder of Batgirl. He's got a gun like pointed down, just down, like not at anything, and she's like crying. Yeah, there you go. And she's like got tears in her eyes and junk. And
I mean, like, it's a little intense, but so the thing about the cover, like, everybody's losing their shit now, but like in the old DCU before they did the New 52 and all that craziness,
I remember that.
Batgirl was Oracle because that happened. That was
Right.
the thing. But now, like, everything is all. I haven't
it's
been
not
reading
that she's
it, so.
not becoming Oracle. People were upset that like this character who's normally strong, like strong-willed, I guess, it has tears in her eyes, and it looked like there was something sexual going on. I guess with the gun as a phallic object. So
Really? That's what people
Yeah,
are thinking?
people
here?
were upset that like there was the undertone of like rape or whatever going on there, and not to marginalize rape,
No, of course
but
never.
that's what I had read, that people were having problems with that.
I mean, like, in my personal opinion, I think that people just need to get over it. Because, like, first of all...
Straight shooter.
I mean, like, the Joker's a super villain.
Sure.
He's supposed to be a psychopath.
Sure.
So if he paralyzes Batgirl or rapes Batgirl, whatever, that has nothing to do... That doesn't make her weak. That just means that he's crazy.
It does. It does have
As
to
a
do.
male consumer, are you qualified to make that call?
See, then I think that's the problem with a lot of things nowadays. It's like, well, because you're a male, then you can't say those kind of things, and all this kind of like it's bullshit. Because it's not about that. Like, I'm not saying that women shouldn't be portrayed or should be portrayed in a certain way in comics. I'm saying it's a fucking comic book, and like that stuff's gonna happen. That stuff's gonna happen.
It's not.
No, I said one like 3 minutes in.
No, like the Joker needs to be a worthy adversary for Batman and his Bat family, and to do that, he has to do bad things. And like, if
no one's arguing.
It's rape, so
no, but what I'm saying is like things like that happen that challenge those notions. Thank you. Words are hard. Those kind of things make the stories relevant, and those kind of things make those stories have lasting effects. Like if Joker did some shit that nobody really cared about, the book wouldn't be as popular. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, I think it was intentional. I think that the negative responses may be a bit overwhelming, so that's why they decided to like change the cover. Like, oh no, we were just playing, it was an accident or whatever the fuck. Like the artist didn't like it, but I think that they need to like stick to their guns. And, you know, like eventually people need to just accept it. Like that is a thing. It is a thing that comic books and these characters that everybody loves and adores, they're made for these kind of stories.
Sure. But no, I guess it's not that people were arguing that it was a story point and that was bad. It was that people didn't like that it was a cover piece. And that like the cover piece was insulting and marginalizing or something and whatever. I
mean, like I said, I think those people should slop 3 knobs because they're just being ridiculous.
See, I'm not a big DC reader. I have my few Batman books, but this I saw like covers with Joker on. This is what I would think would be on the cover most of the time of anything that revolved around Joker.
That's what
and
some psychotic
to
shit.
be fair, no matter what kind of badass you are, if the Joker has you and he's like drawing on your face, he's got a gun pointing down, I'm probably gonna be crying my eyes out at that point. Like,
so I like how people are like, oh, it's okay that the Joker like cuts his own face off and then staples it back on and like chops Alfred's hand off. Spoilers for all you people who haven't read it. and for those people who haven't read it and think that this cover's bad, fuck you, and I hope it just ruined your day. So, because I mean, like, it's a fucking comic book. Like, gosh, those people like that ruin these great stories for other people.
That's true.
SJWs are the worst.
But you know, this isn't The Big Bang Theory. Women do read comic books.
No,
like,
I'm not saying.
In our culture.
And those women are just like me. They want to read a great story. So fuck those other people who are too sensitive about it. Fuck them. Up their diddly holes, man.
I was gonna say I was gonna like dally holes or something.
But yeah, I was quiet for like 30 minutes to be nice and vulgar.
No, like you've been saving this and you come in with a bang.
I'm just saying, I love Batman and DC, and I just hate when people ruin stuff.
I totally
even as a non-comic consumer, I can say I'm excited about the new 52 because they say they're releasing a free standalone story for every one of them, right? Isn't that what they're doing?
Well...
Wait, they're doing a new 52?
Yeah, well, it's like they're reverting I don't know.
New 52's over and they're doing another new 52?
Well, because they had this Futures End storyline, and apparently with that, they're going to bring back some of the stuff from the old DCU and mix it with the new 52. I'm not caught up, so I really don't know.
Sounds desperate, but, you know.
I mean, like...
I support
Marvel. Have you heard of the end of the Marvel Now universe?
And
them, like, doing the same thing, so you can solve it out, bro.
You're saying the books are better, but whatever. Characters and...
But, I mean, that's for another time.
That's
for me to prove that DC's better.
So if you want to hear Carmen continue to talk about comic books, and the rest of us to not know really what's going on, flip the tables on the magic discussion from earlier.
Yeah, this is...
Join us next time.
Yeah.
Where we'll be back, and we'll have other random wandering conversations about who knows
Same
what.
bad time.
Yeah, man.
Channel.
Luke, in case we don't have you again for episode 3, would you like to say anything?
Oh my gosh.
You're supposed to turn phone off.
No, it was fun. Hopefully I'll be back for more.
You will be back for more.
Yeah, special guest star all the time, all the days.
Yeah, perpetual
Click.